Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going over an interview from a website known as GameIndustry.biz. The interview was between the website and the game developers of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The interview begins with a quote by Mel McCubry, who is the narrative director for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. "We were really inspired by the push-forward Origins proposed. We knew we wanted to take that and push it further. That very much felt like a natural shift because they push forward in player progression, and so we were like, alright, let's push it into roleplay and go from there." That quote kind of proves that, and they even said before that they started working on Odyssey a year into Origins production, so they had no idea if Origins was going to do good or bad, and they just automatically started working on Odyssey. Then in the article, they ask a very important question. "We're curious to know if there were any concern about confusing the concept of what an Assassin's Creed game is. Ever since the leaks came out a few months back, I was worried what this game would entail, but I kept my expectations low and I'm still trying to regardless. I'm waiting to play the game and experience the changes for myself." Mel McCubry buckles down, quote, "Just because we're incorporating choice and building an RPG experience, we're still very much tied to history." The director of Odyssey, Scott Phillips, quoted saying, "Like anything that has been around for 10 years and had many, many iterations and changes, we want to try new things as well. We know our fans don't just want exactly the same thing." When questioned about choice in Odyssey and historical accuracy, McCubry said, "The Plague of Athens still occurs as it did thousands of years ago, but smaller events within it are open to studio interpretation." She then goes on to say that historian Herodotus talks about the Persian Wars, but he also mentions giant ants. Herodotus' journal is where you get the information in present day from Layla. So she's basically trying to say that they had real events, but they also had fake events. So who's to know what's real and what's fake? And that was their decision on making more role-playing options. Game Industries then reinforces the idea that Odyssey does not have the typical Assassins vs. Templar narrative, all because you are a mercenary who takes the side of who pays more. Phillips is quoted by saying, "There is no creed by which you live. You make your own creed, you're defining what's right in the world. Players will have more control over their relationships than previous Assassin's Creed games. Romance is a huge change, and they are making sure your choice matters." Phillips said, we'd be blocking off a huge part of the human experience, and I want to know how that is even possible considering the animus, which is a whole nother video in general, which I don't really want to explain. What does the human experience have to do with Assassin's Creed? That's what I want to know. How has the human experience ever been important, other than walking around and seeing NPCs doing their lives and experiences their own lives? Why does that even come close to making romance a thing? That's beyond me. Lastly, the article covers the choice of gender and how Ubisoft is not planning on looking back in terms of only one protagonist. Phillips is quoted saying, "I think it would have been a mistake to limit our players, limit our fan base from as many people as possible. I don't know why we would go back. We should continue pushing in this direction, bring in more players, more fans to enjoy this experience, and make it their own experience. So instead of following already established lore, they seem to already be breaking it for the sake of diversity. Why Ubisoft didn't just make Cassandra the only playable character is beyond me. It's ridiculous how only new players seem to matter. The RPG trend should not be big enough to change the entire franchise. Assassin's Creed is not The Witcher, and it shouldn't be. The Witcher was a unique experience that actually worked for an RPG route. But Assassin's Creed has never been an RPG, and now you're already trying to follow this trend of RPGs. And when that goes away, what's next? Battle Royale? Now, this is not a video criticizing Odyssey. but I have not played it yet, so I can't really tell. This is just a video talking about the changes that are coming to the Assassin's Creed franchise, and I just wanted you all to let you know on my thoughts, and I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. I hope you all have a great day, and you should click that subscribe button for more videos in the future.